This video isn't about why Malaga stands out, it's about why daily life here just feels easier. It's not about ranking cities, it's about how Malaga gives daily life a kind of gentle rhythm, one that feels natural. This video won't tell you what to see in Malaga, it'll tell you what it feels like to live here. Because the more time you spend in this city, the more one idea becomes clear. Malaga was designed for living, not just for visiting. It's not about checking off landmarks. It's about feeling how a place can lower your shoulders. And the reasons why? They're subtle, structural, emotional, but once you notice them, you can't unsee them. Let's start with the most invisible thing, rhythm. Most cities pull you forward. Deadlines, traffic, notifications, schedules, always the next thing waiting to claim your attention. There's a constant sense of acceleration. Even when you're standing still, your mind is already moving. But Malaga doesn't pull. It doesn't tug at you or rush you along. It flows. Look at this moment. An old man walks through the plaza. Slow, steady, no rush. No phone in his hand. No destination anxiety on his face. He's not performing calm, he just is calm. And here's the strange part. You don't observe that calm from a distance. You start syncing with it. Your steps slow down without effort. Your breathing softens. Your thoughts stop racing ahead. This city quietly teaches you a different tempo. Streets that invite pauses, not shortcuts. Cafes that expect you to linger, not order and leave. Public spaces where silence doesn't feel awkward or empty. There's a local phrase that captures this perfectly. Dar tiempo al tiempo. Give time to time. It's not about wasting hours. It's about letting moments finish properly. And Malaga is built around that idea, not rushed, not lazy, just paced for real everyday life. This matters more than it sounds, because when a city doesn't push you forward, you stop bracing yourself. Your shoulders drop, your jaw unclenches, and without realizing it, you start breathing like someone who isn't being chased by the day. Even your thoughts become less sharp-edged. You begin to notice tiny things again. The sound of cutlery on porcelain, the breeze under a cafe awning, a child's laughter echoing between buildings. And suddenly, your day has space in it, not gaps, not boredom, just room for life to unfold. That's rhythm. And in Malaga, it's not something you schedule, it's something you absorb. Let this sink in. In Malaga, peace isn't rare, it's routine. Now picture this. You're walking through the city, shops, cafes, kids playing, then suddenly, sea breeze. You didn't plan a beach day, the city just led you there. This is what I mean by integration. In Malaga, the sea isn't something you visit, it's something you coexist with. There's no transition, no shift in mood or setting. The promenade flows from the sidewalk. Palm trees lean in like they've always been part of the urban layout. Notice what's happening here. People aren't going to the beach. They're passing by it, sitting near it, letting it be part of their route. A woman reads a book 2 meters from the water. A teenager skates along the edge of the marina. A fisherman repairs his net next to joggers and headphones. It's not a postcard. It's a shared rhythm, city and sea and dialogue. There's no threshold, no barrier, just a natural merge between built space and blue horizon. And this has a psychological effect. You don't have to seek out relaxation. It finds you in the middle of errands, of walks, of routines. The sea becomes a kind of background silence. Not loud, not showy, just present. And that presence does something subtle but powerful. It softens the edges of your day. It reminds you, and without words, that you're somewhere breathable, somewhere that doesn't need effort to feel alive. And once you've felt that, you stop measuring distance in kilometers and start measuring it in calm. Here's where it gets interesting. Malaga doesn't schedule peace, it builds it in. In most cities, tourism builds a wall between them and us. Locals on one side, visitors on the other. You feel it in the menus with pictures and the guided tours that sweep through neighborhoods like weather systems. in the conversations that shift language the moment you approach. But in Malaga, those lines blur constantly. This city doesn't perform for you. It doesn't stage authenticity. It just keeps doing what it does and lets you blend in. Look at how people sit here. No phones, no rush, no urgency. Tourists and residents sharing a terrace like they've known each other for years. The man reading the paper, he lives 3 streets away. The couple next to him flew in yesterday, but no one's out of place. You see it in the shops too. They don't scream souvenirs. They sell daily bread, sunglasses, school supplies, the quiet artifacts of real life. Even in the heart of the historic center, you hear real conversations, not sales pitches, not rehearsed stories, just neighbors chatting, kids complaining, waiters remembering names. This kind of authenticity isn't curated, it's structural. It's in how the city is lived, not shown. And it creates a strange, beautiful feeling. You're not observing life here. You're participating in it. You're not being entertained. You're being included. And that inclusion, quiet and unannounced, makes you feel less like a visitor and more like you've been here before. Before we go further, think about this. Most cities reward consumption. Malaga rewards presence. Now let's talk about something obvious and completely underestimated, the weather. But not just sunny as a perk. Sunny as a design tool. The climate here isn't decoration, it's infrastructure. Sidewalks are wide not just for walking, but for living. Shade is part of architecture, not an afterthought. Even in winter, terraces hum with quiet conversation. In Malaga, the outdoors isn't a weekend plan. It's the default state. And that shapes more than just behavior. It shapes how people relate. You meet outside. You work near light. You walk more. You talk more. And without realizing it, your sense of time shifts. Notice what this means. Life doesn't feel scheduled, it feels available. There's room between things. Room for spontaneity. Room for slowing down without guilt. And that changes how people treat time. There's less hoarding of it, less urgency, less making the most of the day because the day already feels generous. Here's what you see. A business meeting that spills into lunch. A walk that turns into coffee. A stranger who becomes a friend because neither of you are rushing. The climate doesn't eliminate problems, but it creates a softness in how problems are faced. You'll still have deadlines, bad days, bills, but you'll also have light and space to carry them differently. And sometimes that's enough to change everything. This is the subtle part. It's not that Malaga makes life easier, it just stops making it harder. Some cities make you feel small, not metaphorically, spatially. The buildings tower. The streets stretch endlessly. You're just one more unit in a system too large to notice you. But Malaga makes you feel right-sized. You don't need a map here. Your body remembers the turns. Not because you studied them, but because they make sense. The city isn't huge, but it's not tiny either. It's walkable, repeatable, learnable. It fits inside your day and inside your nervous system. That's rare. And it matters because it changes how you make choices. You go to your favorite cafe, not the best rated one. You take the scenic route because it's only 2 minutes longer. You walk at night and because it feels safe and known there's no mental cost to navigating. You don't need to optimize. You don't need backup plans. This human scale reduces friction, and less friction means more attention to the right things, like a conversation, a detail, a decision. You're no longer strategizing your day, you're inhabiting it. Even spontaneity feels effortless here. A quick stop becomes a slow meal. A familiar street reveals a new detail. You start choosing based on feeling, not efficiency. And that shift from control to ease is what makes Malaga different. You don't just move through the city. You move with it, and slowly without meaning to. Malaga syncs with your pace, your instincts, your sense of space. That's when it stops feeling like a destination and starts feeling like something closer. A place that knows how big life should feel. Just big enough to hold you, and never so big that it loses you. People leave Malaga thinking, why did that feel so good? And they can't quite name it. Because it wasn't a single view or meal or moment. It was the cumulative ease. The way friction disappears. The way the city doesn't demand, but offers. And once you've felt that, it quietly rewrites what you expect from a place. Because you realize ease isn't boring, it's rare. So I'll leave you with this. Malaga doesn't impress you on purpose. It just lets life feel human again. Tell me in the comments, what city made you feel like daily life could be easier? That's why I make these videos. Not to show places, but to understand how they shape us. If that resonates, stay around. This channel isn't about travel, it's about understanding how places shape the way we live.